You have guns. No, at the debate.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes. I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
Yes.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot. If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot. If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes. I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
Yeah. But
Chief, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Money.
Good morning. Welcome. How is everyone doing today? This is the what day is today? Today is Saturday, September 21st, 2024. This is the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show. And that's where we go over our weekly economic data to see how things are going. You know, we check in on it weekly, and we just go over the numbers, go over the news, go over the data to see where we're at. Are they trying to lie to us? Are they trying to gaslight us? Yes. So that's what we're going to get into. I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineered to win, as always. Let me take care of one other thing over here, and then we are good to go. What is this? I don't know what that is. All right. Oh, I know that. Right. Let's go to... I got way too many tabs open. Alrighty then. We got my guy in the building already, the king of the tech poogies himself. We got your car in the building. What's up, your car? How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Welcome. All right, so do me a favor on your way in. If you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we drop new content and go live, and check out techcoachralph.dev. Get access to exclusive content on helping you with your job searching skills, on how to use LinkedIn efficiently and effectively, how to use Glassdoor. You get access to the sprint reviews that the Tech Barbarians have done for the past sprint, as well as you can join for one-on-one coaching as well. We can work together. We can run it up. All right. But with that being said, let's jump into what we're going to be reviewing for today. All right. So we have, let me zoom in a little bit. All right. So we have, well, let me open this first and then we'll go through it. So the numbers to watch for this week. So we had probably the most important news this week. The Federal Reserve meeting is set to be the main event this week, but a handful of other economic releases will offer additional clues about the U.S. economy, including the retail sales report for August, The data may provide insight into the resilience of consumers amid weakening labor market. On the latter theme, fresh signals on workforce conditions could emerge with the latest initial jobless claims. So, what is that? My goodness, so annoying. All right. Anyways, so, I am curious to see about this consumer resilience with a weakening labor market. What does that mean? What does that mean? Resilience of consumers? Does that mean that even though people are getting laid off and unemployed, people are still spending a lot? That's what I'm wondering. All right. So let's jump into over here. So we have the U.S. Commerce. I'll read it from LinkedIn. It's a little bigger. The U.S. Commerce Department will release its retail sales report for August, which tracks the demand for finished goods, such as food, clothing, and furniture in stores and online. The Fed Reserve Open Market Committee will meet to set interest rates. And then we had on Thursday the initial jobless claims that we normally get from the U.S. Department of Labor, as well as the National Association of Realtors with their reporting on existing homes sold. So, what's up, Mitch? What's up, your car? Let's do our introductions for Mitch and your car. So we already did your car, the Mr. Tech Pookie himself, and we got our second co-host. Or I don't know. You guys figure out who's the first co-host, who's the second co-host, right? But we got Mitch and your car, the co-host from the chat. We got Mitch in the building. Says, take off the blazer, loosen up the tie. Superman is alive. Welcome. All right, so we are. Let me see if I can move this. There we go. That's better. Okay, a little more. All right, that's better. So, let's see. Mitch also says, not sure if you heard that LinkedIn is using everyone's content to train AI tools they auto-opted in. Well, if that's what they're doing, then the AI content might not be that great after all. We'll see, because there's a lot of whining and complaining on LinkedIn, so we shall see. But I do see LinkedIn does have the, they've been working on it where like they'll ask questions and people can answer it. And then they're probably using that to feed their AI. But anyways, enough about that. All right. So how do we want to start here? Do we want to start off with, the interest rates, or do we just want to go down the list and start off with the retail sales report? And while you guys let me know, while you guys are deciding, I'm going to jump into Bloomberg to see what we have for this week. I don't know why this is. Let's see. And we got, where is it? Where is she? I just saw her name. Hold on. There we go. We got Alexis in the building. Good morning, Alexis. How are you doing today? Hopefully you had an amazing night and a wonderful birthday last week. Let's see. Your car says that he has no problem being the second co-host. Okay, look at that. So honorable.
We the best.
You know what? You know what happened in elementary school when, and maybe this is the play. But in elementary school, when you would offer to not be first, then the teacher would actually make you first. So maybe your car is the first co-host. Maybe that's interesting. The plot thickens. Mitch says, but you can take off the AI for LinkedIn using your content for AI. Let's see. And raw juice and herbs, aka Alexa, said she had a very, very productive week. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. Mitch said, someone else told me stop looking at for people you know the same. Oh, stop looking out for people. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It says it's not reverse psychology. I just don't care to be in the spotlight. I know you, Car. I know. I'm just messing. Let's get it. All right. Let's get into this. Let's go to filter. So what do you guys want to do first? You guys want to do Jerome Powell first, or you want to do, we just want to go down the list? It is totally up to you guys. But let me start filtering. Let's go to United States of America. And we'll do economic activity. We'll do employment. We'll do central banks. I don't think there's any confidence index. And we'll go with this. Let's see what we get. We have existing home sales. We have the jobless claims. And we have the FOMC press conference. We're not going to listen to the whole thing. Definitely not. And then we have our retail sales. All right, cool. Okay, your car said video. Okay, cool. Let's do video first. So we are going to jump over to. Okay, so see, let me see something. Gotcha. All right, it's cool. I already have a video for Jerome Powell. It's like 5 minutes long, so we'll go with that one. Let's go to. All right. Let me see what your car sent. Let's see. Let's go do that one. That's fine. We'll do this one instead. It's not too much longer. All right. Let's go here. Hopefully it works. All right, good to go. All right, let's get to it.
My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. Our economy is strong overall and has made significant progress toward our goals over the past 2 years. The labor market has cooled from its formerly overheated state. Inflation has eased substantially from a peak of 7% to an estimated 2.2% as of August. We're committed to maintaining our estimated 2.2%. Inflation has eased substantially from a peak of 7% to an estimated 2.2% as of August. We're committed to maintaining our economy's strength by supporting maximum employment and returning inflation to our 2% goal. Today, the Federal Open Market Committee decided to reduce the degree of policy restraint by lowering our policy interest rate by 0.5 percentage point. This decision reflects our growing confidence that with an appropriate recalibration of our policy stance, strength in the labor market can be maintained in a context of moderate growth and inflation moving sustainably down to 2%. We also decided to continue to reduce our securities holdings. I will have more to say about monetary policy after.
So, question, because I've heard conflicting information, right? So, Mitch, your car, Alexis, are these the moves that are done when the economy is strong, or is he gaslighting? Is he, because he said like the economy is really, really strong. Therefore, we're cutting interest rates by 50 basis points. I heard originally it was supposed to be 25 basis points. So what are your thoughts? As we let it play, what are your thoughts?
After briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. GDP rose at an annual rate of 2.2% in the first half of the year, and available data point to a roughly similar pace of growth this quarter. Growth of consumer spending has remained resilient, and investment in equipment and intangibles has picked up from its anemic pace last year. In the housing sector, investment fell back in the second quarter after rising strongly in the first. Improving supply conditions have supported resilient demand and the strong performance of the U.S. economy over the past year. In our summary of economic projections, committee participants generally expect GDP growth to remain solid, with a median projection of 2% over the next few years. In the labor market, conditions have continued to cool. Payroll job gains averaged 116,000 per month over the past 3 months, a notable step down from the pace seen earlier in the year. The unemployment rate has moved up but remains low at 4.2%. Nominal wage growth has eased over the past year, and the jobs-to-workers gap has narrowed. Overall, a broad set of indicators suggest that conditions in the labor market are now less tight than just before the pandemic in 2019. The labor market is not a source of elevated inflationary pressures. The median projection for the unemployment rate in the SEP is 4.4% at the end of this year, 0.4 higher than projected in June. Inflation has eased notably over the past 2 years, but remains above our longer-run goal of 2%. Estimates based on the Consumer Price Index and other data indicate that total PCE prices rose 2.2% over the 12 months ending in August, and that excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.7%. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households, businesses, and forecasters, as well as measures from financial markets. The median projection in the SEP for total PCE inflation is 2.3% this year, and 2.1% next year, somewhat lower than projected in June. Thereafter, the median projection is 2%. Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. For much of the past 3 years, inflation ran well above our 2% goal, and labor market conditions were extremely tight. Our primary focus had been on bringing down inflation, and appropriately so. We are acutely aware that high inflation imposes significant hardship as it erodes purchasing power, especially for those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials, like food, housing, and transportation. Our restrictive monetary policy has helped restore the balance between aggregate supply and demand, easing inflationary pressures and ensuring that inflation expectations remain well anchored. Our patient approach over the past year has paid dividends. Inflation is now much closer to our objective, and we have gained greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably toward 2%. As inflation has declined and the labor market has cooled, the upside risks to inflation have diminished and the downside risks to employment have increased. We now see the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals as roughly in balance, and we are attentive to the risks to both sides of our dual mandate. In light of the progress on inflation and the balance of risks, at today's meeting, the committee decided to lower the target range for the federal funds rate by a 0.5 percentage point to 4.75% to 5%. This recalibration of our policy stance will help maintain the strength of the economy and the labor market, and will continue to enable further progress on inflation as we begin the process of moving toward a more neutral stance. We are not on any preset course. We will continue to make our decisions meeting by meeting. We know that reducing policy restraint too quickly could hinder progress on inflation. At the same time, reducing restraint too slowly could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering additional adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. In our SEP, FOMC participants wrote down their individual assessments of an appropriate path for the federal funds rate based on what each participant judges to be the most likely scenario going forward. If the economy evolves as expected, the median participant projects that the appropriate level of the federal funds rate will be 4.4% at the end of this year and 3.4% at the end of 2025. These median projections are lower than in June, consistent with the projections for lower inflation and higher unemployment, as well as the changed balance of risks. These projections, however, are not a committee plan or decision. As the economy evolves, monetary policy will adjust in order to best promote our maximum employment and price stability goals.
So here's the question. By them doing this 50 basis points, lowering the interest rates by 50 basis points, right? What's going to be the effect on normal people, everyday people? Like, are they going to see prices go down at the grocery store, at the gas station, at wherever people go, right? Whatever it is that they're doing, are they going to see the prices get dramatically lower? Is it going to be, and how long is it going to take for that to actually happen? So that's what, as we finish up this video, that's a question that I have to see what you guys think.
If the economy remains solid and inflation persists, we can dial back policy restraint more slowly. If the labor market were to weaken unexpectedly or inflation were to fall more quickly than anticipated, we are prepared to respond. Policy is well positioned to deal with the risks and uncertainties that we face in pursuing both sides of our dual mandate. The Fed has been assigned 2 goals for monetary policy: maximum employment and stable prices. We remain committed to supporting maximum employment, bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal, and keeping longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Our success in delivering on these goals matters to all Americans. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Steve.
All right. All right, cool. So as we stick on this topic of the inflation rate, interest rate being cut by 50 basis points, let's take a look at this real quick. So it was previously at 5.5, and everyone was expecting a 5.25 drop, but now it is at it's at 5. So they just dropped it to 5. And why is it being in red? Does that mean that's a bad thing or a good thing? Like, according to Bloomberg, is this good or bad? A more dovish than expected statement could be taken as negative, bearish for the USD, for the US dollar, while a more hawkish than expected statement could be taken as positive or bullish for the US dollar. So it seems like from Bloomberg, they're saying like this could be negative. Interesting. Let's go to interesting. Let me see. Let's see what everyone else has to say. Let me see. And before I do that, let me say a very good morning to my guy Rod Brown, aka the one, the only Tech Daddy in the building. And of course, my guy Darcel Chapman. How are you doing today, Darcel? Hopefully you are doing amazing.
We the best.
All right. Okay, so let's take a look at this, right? So Alexa says gaslighting to the 10th power. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of powers. That is a lot of powers. Mitch says mortgage rates will still be high, 5 into the 6%. A friend of mine just bought a brand new like a new build down here in almost South Florida, not really South Florida. And he said he got interest rate of like 5.1% or something like that. Everyday people still really won't. It still really won't help. Interesting. That's what I was wondering. Like what? Because when they say, "Oh, the economy is doing so well," right? But then the people are like, "Well, I'm not feeling it." So I don't know. Let's see. Your car says we don't have more jobs. Those are bounce back jobs, making us return to pre-vid levels. The quality of jobs went down. So this is him being disingenuous. Wow. That's it's true, but it's a bit harsh, your car. It is a bit harsh. I must say.
Do not come.
Just saying. What else do we got? Mitch says it will take about 6 to 12 months to really take effect. Okay, makes sense. So, and here's the thing, right? Because I was hearing a lot of people on TV saying that it's a political move because what difference would it make if you were to do it now in September or if you did it after the election? Because then regardless of, it's like you wouldn't really be putting your finger on the scale if you did it, let's say November 6th, because it would be pretty much be saying regardless of who wins or loses, then it would still go into effect, right? But so they were saying like it's kind of like putting your finger on the scale. It was kind of like a political move, you know. And if you're not going to feel it for 6 to 12 months, do you think like normal people are like, oh well, you know, I can't afford eggs, like I have to, or I can't afford milk and stuff like that. But the Feds did cut the interest rate by 50 basis points. So now that is a done deal for me. I know exactly what I'm doing. Your car says he didn't really change anything that could have an actual trickle down to the consumers. They don't care about you. Credit card interest will lower in a month or two, but everyday people still gonna struggle. Okay, and your car says the car market is okay. Let me see. Why is the car like? How does this affect the car market? I have no idea. I'm just interested in knowing how does that affect the car market. I think your car is about to answer right now. He says too many big trucks, SUVs, and 100K cars. Banks can't split those loans out to normal people. Okay, gotcha. And Mitch says, DJT said if he's elected, he's making credit card interest the highest they can charge is 10%. Temporarily. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I figured like red means trending down, but normally people associate red with bad. So I didn't know if that was like actually good thing or bad thing. Good people need to stop borrowing from banks for goods they don't actually need. Your car, take it back. Take it back. I want to use Afterpay and Affirm so that I can put my I don't know. I want to put my new iPhone, not the iPhone 16, 17, 18, whatever number they're at now. I want to put that on Afterpay, and I want to and don't tell me that I can't borrow don't tell me that I can't borrow money to put my iPhone 18 on Afterpay, all right?
I'm in a bind, Nate.
I need my iPhone. I need my iPhone, your car, all right? Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Let me see. Mitch says 5.1 is good, I guess, for this economy. Still, yeah, it's high. But compared to like 7%, he said that the reason that it was like 5 is because it was like a new build. So getting to work with the financiers, I guess. I don't know. That's like asking Kamala, why didn't she visit the border down 3 years ago? Well, your car, to be fair, she hadn't been to Europe either. You guys are so biased. All right? Why are you guys so biased? Like, why haven't you been to the border? I mean, it's in the intercontinental United States. Well, your car, she hadn't been to Europe either, because Europe might have said,
"Do not come."
It's possible. I don't know. It's possible. I don't know. I'm just assuming, right? I'm just assuming. But so biased. I tell you, you guys are so bad. So biased. That's actually a good thing for consumer. Where is it? It's actually a good thing for consumers, not banks. Okay. Let's see. We are paying less, so they make less. Good for us, bad for them. All right, gotcha. I still think people need to stop using money that they don't have as much as possible. Just yeah, he probably got a lot of incentive from the new build. Yep, that's what he said. And we have let's give a warm Tech Coach Ralph welcome to Trebek 123. Hello. How are you doing today? What in the world? Let me keep going. Let's go to Car says they are starting to ban what? Afterpay. JP Morgan said nope. That high risk lending posing as normal business. Aw. You break my heart, your car. You break my heart.
I appreciate you.
No iPhone for me. Shout out to Trebek for subscribing. Says I'm long spy calls. Is it safe? I don't know what that means, but here is a semi-safe. It's a semi-safe space because as soon as you say something wrong, we will roast you. We will roast you. We take no prisoners, Trebek, so good luck. All right. Let's go to let me just take a quick look at this real quick to see if there's anything to I think this is just repeating what he was saying in the video. So let's jump over to our retail sales. Let's see. Let's go. All right. So advanced monthly sales for retail and food services. Let's see exactly what this is first. So pulling up still using our old school ghetto urban dictionary, right? We are working on Thursday nights of getting that replaced, but what is the Commerce Department's report on retail goods? The Commerce Department is a part of the U.S. government that deals with business and trade. They put out a report that tells us how much stuff people are buying in stores and online. What? You guys are... Let me see what's going on. Discord. Still see myself. All right, let's see. Speed test. Connect to. Says my speed is good. Let me see. Let me see. Speed test is good. Let me see on my phone. Let me know if it gets better. Looking all right on my end so far. I don't know. It's looking. You guys let me know. It's around a speed test. The speed might have dropped for a second, but it seems to be all right now. All right, let's keep going. So let's start over. So why is this report important? So economic health check. Imagine the economy as a big machine. This report helps us to see if the machine is running smoothly or if it needs fixing. If people are buying lots of stuff, it means they have money and feel good about the future. This is a sign of the economy is healthy. Jobs. When people buy more things, stores and companies need more workers to make and sell those things. So a good report can mean more jobs. It helps with business decisions. Companies look at the report to decide what to make more of and what to sell. If they see that people are buying a lot of one thing, they might make more of it. It helps with investments. Investors use this information to decide where they're going to put their money. If retail sales are up, they might invest more in companies that sell goods. Why should you care about this, right? So even if you're not a business owner or an investor, this report can still affect you. Here's how. Prices. If people are buying a lot of certain items, the prices of those items might go up because they are in demand. The job market, if the report shows that sales are strong, it means more job opportunities and economic stability. A good report means that the economy is stable, which can make it easier for families to plan for the future, buy homes, and save money. So, in short, the Commerce Department report on retail goods is like a health check for the economy, showing us how much people are buying and helping us understand if things are going well or if there are problems that need to be fixed. All right. So, with that being said, let's jump over here. So, advanced monthly sales for retail and food services, August 2024, $710.8 billion. Good Lord, that's a lot of money. All right, so let's see. July 2024, revised 710.4 billion, 1.1%. Let's see. So, all right, let's take a look at this information. So advanced estimates for U.S. retail and food services. Advanced estimates of U.S. retail and food services sales for August 2024, adjusted for seasonal variation and holiday and trading day differences, but not for price changes, were 710.8 billion, an increase of 0.1%, with a plus or minus 0.5% from the previous month. So pretty much it's a wash. It is a wash. So really like no change, and up 2.1% from August of 2023, plus or minus 5%. So it is up from August 2023. Total sales for the June 2024 to August 2024 period were up 2.3%. From the same period a year ago. The June 2024 to July 2024% was revised up to 1%, from 1% to 1.1%, plus or minus 0.5%. Retail trade sales were up 0.1% from July 2024 and up 2% from last year. Non-store retailers were up 7.8%. Non-store, so I guess this is online maybe? From last year, while food services and drink places were up 2.7% from August 2023. So definitely people are spending more money, but we'll see how that looks when the job numbers come out, especially at the end of the month. It should be like maybe next week or the week after, probably the week after, when they're going to be releasing the job numbers for the month to see where the unemployment rate is at, how many jobs are added to the economy. So we will be closely monitoring that as well, right? But that is this report. So let's go back over here. So what do we have next? So this is done. Let me highlight that for being done. We'll put that in green. We were done with this one. They set the interest rates 50 basis points lower. Next up, we have the U.S. Department of Labor releasing the initial jobless claims. But let's take a look at the chat real quick to see what we got going on. So let's go with. All right, hold on. This thing is not working. Let me see. Oh, shout out to. Oh, we got a party going on here. All right. So, your car with the bomb. Your car hit us with the bomb. I wish I had a bomb sound. You know, let's go with this. Let me see what I can find. Let's see. Let's go to. Let me see. That's boring. I'll find one. But anyways, let's continue. So let me see what we got, who we got in the building. We got my guy, Big Suggs, in the building. What's good, Big Suggs? How are you doing? Good morning. Let me see. Anything else we have in here? Nope. All right, cool. Let's get to... And thank you guys for letting me know that the internet was going crazy. Hate when that happens. I hate when that happens, all right? So let's get to the jobless claims report. Department of Labor, jobless claims. And so let's go over what it is first. So the U.S. Department of Labor weekly jobless claims, it's a report so the Department of Labor weekly initial jobless claims report is like a count of how many people asked for help because they just lost their job. That sucks. Let me zoom in a little bit. Think of it like a school where every week some kids might get sick and need to stay home. The school keeps track of how many kids are out sick each week to see if the number is going up or down. So with that example, right? So let's take 4 weeks period, right? So week 1, we have 5 kids out sick, right? And then week 2, we have 10 kids out sick. Week 3, we have 3 kids out sick. And week 4, we have 4 kids out sick. So it's just measuring to see how that goes, to see like over that 4-week period, how many were sick and how many got better. In the same way, the government counts how many people are asking for help because they lost their job. This report helps us understand how the economy is doing. If more people are asking for help, it might mean there are fewer jobs available. If fewer people are asking for help, it might mean there are more jobs. All right, so let's see what we got with this report. All right, let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah. All right, so, and we're not gonna like spend the whole entire time on this one. We're not gonna read the whole thing, but let's just do a quick skim. So in the week ending of September 14th, the advanced figures for seasonally adjusted initial claims was 219, a decrease of 12,000 from the previous week's revised levels. The previous week's levels was revised up by 1,000 from 230,000 to 231,000. The 4-week moving average was 227,500, a decrease of 3,500 from the previous week's revised average. The previous week's average was revised up by 250 from 230,750 to 231,000. And the advanced easily adjusted insured unemployment rate was 1.2% for the week ending of September 7th, unchanged from the previous week's revised rate. And I'm not going to read these millions of numbers because that's a lot of words, a lot of numbers, right? But this here, we can see the tracking. Let's see. So, you know what? I can understand because a lot of times around September-ish, companies start to hire because a lot of times it could be a new, the new fiscal year is starting. You're getting to the end of a quarter and things of that nature. So companies are starting to hire. Like they start ramping up over the summer. I told you about one of my tech barbarians. Shout out to my tech barbarian who just got offered full-time employment from the internship that she was doing. So yeah, companies are starting to hire. Like, and I'm seeing a lot more movement in people getting interview requests and things of that nature. That new fiscal year is coming around for some companies, and new quarters and stuff like that, new initiatives, things of that nature. Probably Amazon is probably going to be hiring and firing as well. All right, so let's keep going. Let's jump down to where I like to jump down to is over.
I appreciate you.
Shout out to Hayden J Real Estate for subscribing to the channel. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Mitch, is this you're doing? Like, I'm telling you, when once Mitch shows up, everybody comes running over here. Shout out to my guy Mitch as well. Bringing all the crew. I'm telling you, people love this show, right? People love this show. Shout out to my guy Yakar and to Mitch for making it possible. I'm telling you, because it's really, like, if it wasn't for you guys after the fourth week, I'm like, I'm out. But it's so fun. Then we get Big Suggs, we get Alexis, we get Miss Freckles every now and then. We get the Wealth Building Journey every now and then. It's a fun show. It is a fun show. So because of you guys, this show continues.
I appreciate you.
So, all right, let's keep going. So there's this part. Let's see. So I like to read this one. Initial claims for UI benefits filed by former federal civilian employees total 263 in the week ending September 7th, a decrease of 6 from the prior week. There were 432 initial claims filed by newly discharged veterans, an increase of 50 from the preceding week. There were 3,858 continued weeks claims filed by former federal civilian employees the week ending August 31st, a decrease of 333 from the previous week. All right, so the highest insured unemployment rate in the week ending of August 31st were in New Jersey, 2.7. Shout out to New Jersey. Always coming in at number 1. Rhode Island 2.2, California 2.0 or 2, Puerto Rico 1.9, Minnesota 1.7, New York 1.7, Washington, Massachusetts, Nevada, Connecticut, Illinois, and Pennsylvania. All eyes are on Pennsylvania. The largest increase in initial claims for the week ending September 7th were in Nebraska. What's going on in Nebraska? What is going on in Nebraska? Wisconsin, Iowa, Virginia, Minnesota, and while the largest decreases were in New York City or New York State, California, shout out to California, Ohio, Michigan, and Georgia. All right, cool. So, shout out to Darcel out there in the ATL, or close enough to it. All right, so that is our weekly jobless claims, and then after our jobless claim, let me mark this out. After the jobless claims, we have the home sales. But let's get to full screen real quick to see what we got going on. Let's see. We got over. Let me see how far back I am. All right, cool. We got so Mitch says September surge. Your car says seasonal work. That's a good point. That's good. And they got to start getting ramped up for the holidays. We got Halloween coming. We have Thanksgiving coming after that, and then we have Christmas and New Year's coming after that. So a lot of people are going to be spending money that they don't have. Remember what Ye said? One of my favorite album, my favorite track. I got a problem with spending before I get it. And Big Suck says, thanks for the value. No, thank you for being here and for contributing to the show and helping us have an amazing, amazing time.
Let's get it.
It says, they come for the tech and stay for the entertainment. I got a comment on a video that I did. I don't even know when I did it. It had to be like had to be last year or something about GRC. And the comment said, I came for the GRC. I stayed for the jujitsu. Telling you, it's how we do. That is how we roll. And Alexis says, Mitch is good juju. What? Juju? What is it? Your car, good energy. Let's see. All right, let's stop. Let's stop the whole love fest of, cool people, good energy, good juju. Come on, people, come on. About to make me all sentimental and stuff make me all sentimental.
Do not come. Do not come.
Just say it. And your car says he's still waiting on that Python juice. I am not waiting on that. All right, I am not waiting on that. It says we gotta get you in a movie or TV series so you can use your accent. You know what, Mitch? You know what? Hold on, Mitch. Give me a second, Mitch. Give me a second. Cause we have time. We have 37 minutes left at least. So we're probably gonna be finished earlier, but let me see. Let me see what I can find. Let's see. Let me see. Maybe that'll do it. Nah. I'm gonna have to make it. I'm gonna have to make it because it's. I just trying to find one directly to it. But there we go. There we go. Let's go.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
I tried. All right, I tried. Let me see. It says, I got a problem with spinning before I get it. We all self-conscious. I'm just the first to admit it. It says, Ralph is a hater. And your car says, Ralph is a vibe. What?
Do not come.
And Ralph is the best tech coach in the world.
Message.
And the Oscar goes to me. You better thank a union member. That one was actually pretty good. You better thank a union member. That was pretty good. See, here's the problem, right? See, your car spelled it out phonetically for me, and that's why it's easier to do, you know? It says, and the Teamsters aren't supporting any party. Officially, Mitch, officially. But notice how the Teamsters put in their polling results. Was that an endorsement without an endorsement? Just saying. I'm just saying. All right. Okay. Let's get to our last topic or our last official topic, and then we have some additional stuff to look into. All right. Mitch said, did you see she changed for the audience? What are you talking about? No, Mitch. The audience changed for her. Just saying. Because, when your approval rating was like 20% and now all of a sudden it's like at 50%, what? Where they do that at?
Bruh.
And Gar says, however, the UAW is, officially is, but what do the members actually think? What do the members actually think? That's a good question. That is, let me see. I wish I could find the other one. I just don't want the whole thing. Let me see. Yeah. Whatever. I'll get it queued up for tomorrow. I will get it queued up for tomorrow. Anyways, let's go to the last one for today, and then we're gonna look into some other videos. Let's go to here, and the national. Is this too big if I go to 150? All right, cool. The National Association of Realtors will release the monthly report measuring the number of existing homes sold. Let's see if we can find that one. National. There we go. So the NAR report is. So the National Association of Realtors NAR report on existing homes sold is a monthly report that tells us how many houses and apartments that people have lived in before are being sold. When someone buys a house that isn't brand new, it's called an existing home. Really? Huh. I would have never. Okay. You know, it's all right. Breaking news. All right. I'm going to help you guys real quick. Right. The children of the community are, guess what they are? They're the children of the community. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that the children of the community are the children of the community?
Bruh.
I didn't know. But now we do. So the same way as when someone buys a home that isn't brand new, it is called an existing home. Okay. So this report keeps track of these sales to show us whether more or fewer homes are being sold compared to the previous month. It's like a big scoreboard for home sales across the country. This report is important because it helps us understand what's happening in the housing market and the overall economy. When lots of existing homes are being sold, it usually means people are feeling good about buying and selling homes, which is a positive sign for the economy. It can also show if home prices are going up or down. If fewer homes are being sold, it might mean people are worried about money and not buying as much. This information helps economists, real estate agents, and the government make decisions about things like interest rates and housing policies. Just like knowing the weather helps you decide what to wear or bring to school or to work. All right. So very, very good. You better thank a real estate agent. All right. So let's get to this one, and let's look at here. The existing home sale. Where is it? The existing home sales. The forecast was 3.92 million. The previous was 3.96 million. The actual sold was 3.86 million, down below the projection. All right. So let's take a look at this one. So the latest news is negative 2.5%. In August 2024, existing homes sales fell in the South, the West, the Northeast, while the Midwest registered no change. Year over year, sales slipped in 3 regions, but remained stable in the Northeast. So the Northeast is New York. I guess let's take a look at the map real quick. U.S. map. Is Pennsylvania considered the Northeast or the Midwest? Let me see. Images. Let's take a look at this one. That works. Open in. That's not what I want to do. Open image, new tab. Let's go to. All right. So, no, Pennsylvania would be the Northeast. New York, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland. So I guess like this part right here would be the Northeast. I think Virginia might be considered part of the South. Oh, that's pretty high to be the South, but I guess Ohio's considered the Midwest, but I don't know. I don't know. If I had to say the Midwest, I'd probably start at like Michigan, and then go down to probably take like over here. I would say that's the Midwest right here. Hard to put Ohio in there, but whatever. Anyways, let's go. All right, so let's see. Let's go back to. And Mitch has some comments to make. Let's see what Mitch has to say. He says, right next to New Jersey, chump. How? So I'll tell you this, right? I know more that New Jersey is close to New York than I knew that it was next to Pennsylvania. I had no idea. Like, honestly, I had no idea that New Jersey was next to Pennsylvania, to be honest with you. I could definitely, like, if you were to ask me New York, I could definitely see that. But if you were to ask me what states border Pennsylvania, I could not tell you that whatsoever. I really wouldn't be able to tell you that. I could tell you New York and New Jersey border each other, but yeah. So I will hold that L, Mitch. And it says Virginia is part of the South. It's kind of high up there to be part of the South, but I guess it wouldn't be part of the Northeast. So I guess it's part of the South. Let's go. All right, come on. West Virginia used to be a part of Virginia. That was where they drew the line. You have to think of the fact that most settlements, 13 colonies, started in the Northeast. That is true. That is true. All right. So let's get into this existing report. You see how we just go into like different. Why is half the screen showing? Hold on. All right, cool. Sorry about that. All right. According to NAR chief economist Lawrence, I feel like I'm becoming best friends with Lawrence Yoon, right? Because we talk about him all the time, every month, right? The recent development of lower mortgage rates coupling with increasing inventory is a powerful combination that will provide the environment for sales to move higher in the future. The existing home and don't forget, right? There will be that $25,000 credit or money given to people for first-time home buyers. All right, so keep that in mind. The existing sales measures. All right, so let's get to the full news release. Right, so key highlights: existing home sales retreated 2.5% in August, so seasonally adjusted annual rate of 3.86 million. Sales slid 4.2%. The median existing home sale price rose 3.1%. So home sales are going down, but the prices are still going up. From August 2023 to 416,700. That's the median, so like right in the middle. The 14th consecutive month of year-over-year price increases. The inventory of unsold existing homes improved 0.7% from the previous month to 1.35 million at the end of August, or the equivalent of 4.2 months supply at the current monthly sales pace. So existing home sales fell in August, according to the National Association of Realtors. 3 out of the 4 major U.S. regions posted sales declines, while the Midwest registered no change. Year over year, sales slipped in 3 regions but remained stable in the Northeast. Total existing home sales, completed transactions that include single-family homes, townhomes, condominiums, and co-ops. I hate co-ops, and I hate HOAs. Descended 2.5% from July to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 3.86 million in August. Year over year, sales retracted 4.2%, down from 4.03. Home sales were disappointing again in August. But the recent development of lower mortgage rates coupled with increasing inventory is a powerful combination that will provide the environment for sales to move higher in future months. That sounds very optimistic, says NAR chief economist and my new best friend, Lawrence Yoon. I might call him Larry. Should I just start calling my new best friend Larry? Larry Y. I'll just say Larry Y, right? The home buying process from the initial search to getting the house keys typically takes several months. The total housing inventory registered at the end of August was 1.35 million units, up 0.7% from July and 22.7% from a year ago. Unsold inventory sits at 4.2 months supply at the current sales pace, up 4.1 months in July to 3.3 in August 2023. The rise in inventory and, more technically, the accompanying month supply implies home buyers are in a much improved position to find the right home at more favorable prices. Yoon added, however, in areas where supply remains limited, like many markets in the Northeast, sellers still appear to hold the upper hand. The median existing home price for all housing types in August was $416,700, up 3.1% from 1 year ago, $404,200. All 4 U.S. regions posted price increases. Let's see. Realtors Confidence Index. According to the monthly Realtors Confidence Index, properties typically remain on the market for 26 days in August, up from 24 days in July and 20 days in August 2023. So they're staying on the market a little bit longer. First-time buyers were responsible for 26% of sales in August. So if you guys had just waited a year, right, you would have been given $25,000 to put towards your down payment. So maybe you pulled the trigger a little too early.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Get a sense of humor. Get a sense of humor, people. Come on. All right. All right. Let's see. Matching all-time low last year seen in the all-time last low seen November 2021 and down from 29% from both July 2024 and August 2023. NAR's 2023 profile of home buyers and sellers released in November 2023 found that the annual share of first-time home buyers was 32%. All cash sales accounted for 26% of transactions in August. They said, we are not taking any loans, down from 27% in both July and 1 year ago. Individual investors or second home buyers who make up many cash sales purchased 19% of homes in August, down from 13% in July 2024 and 16% in August 2023. Distress sales, foreclosed and short sales represented 1% of sales in August, unchanged from last month and previous years. You guys be careful for if a housing market crash happens, there's going to be get ready to start buying up people's property, right? If a housing market crash happens, there's going to be so many different foreclosures and short sales, so get your money right. Wait till you get your money right so you can start buying people's properties. Hopefully they don't damage it, though. Because, people get all upset and stuff when they're getting foreclosed on or evicted and stuff. They start damaging property. It's not cool. Mortgage rates. According to Freddie Mac, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate averaged 6.2% as of September 12th. That is down from 6.35% 1 week ago and 7.18% 1 year ago. Well, at least it's going down. Single-family and condo co-op sales. Single-family homes decreased 2.8% to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of $3.48 million in August, down 3.3% from the previous year. The median existing single-family home price was $422,100 in August, up 2.9% from August 2023. Existing condominiums and co-op sales in August were identical to July at the seasonal adjusted annual rates of 380,000 units, down 11.6% from 1 year ago, 430 units. That's a lot. The median existing condo price was $366,500 in August, up 3.5% from the prior year of $354,200. All right, let's do the regional breakdown real quick, and then we'll get to something else. So, existing home sales in the Northeast in August faded 2% from July to an annual rate of $480,000, which was identical to August 2023. The median price in the Northeast was $503,200, up 7.7% last year. I wonder what's the size. What's the median size of these houses as well? Because the Northeast is expensive, especially if you're living in like the metropolitan type populated areas, the urban areas. Mitch, being that you are in the Northeast, right next to Pennsylvania, south of New York, In a more rural area in New Jersey, what's the like? How much would you say the price of a house is compared to in a more populated area? In the Midwest, existing home sales were unchanged in August at the annual rate of 920,000, down 5.2% from the previous year. The median price in the Midwest was 315,400, up 3.8% from August 2023. Existing home sales in South waned 3.9% from July to an annual rate of 1.73 million in August, down 6% from 1 year ago. Before, the median price in the South is 367,000, up 1.6% from 1 year ago. And in the West, existing home sales declined 2.7% in August to an annual rate of 730,000, down 1.4% from a year ago. The median price in the West was 622,500, up 2.2% from August 2023. So the West has way more expensive houses than anywhere else. The Northeast would come in at second, and then we would have the Midwest, and then we have the South. All right. So that is our National Association of Realtors existing home sales. Because existing homes, what are existing homes? Existing homes are homes that were built that previously had someone living in before, therefore classifying it as an existing home, the same way as the children of the community are the children of the community. All right, let's check the chat, and then we'll look at some. We'll talk about Amazon next, right? We'll talk about Amazon return to office. Let's see. So Mitch says South Jersey. Let me see. There are different parts of Jersey. Yeah. In fact, some parts of Massachusetts. It says don't go to Maine unless you have a hot person, which I don't know if I'm ever. I just honestly I don't like going to the northeast of the country because it's cold during the wintertime. I don't like snow. I am not a fan of snow. And New York has rats the size of cats and dogs. All right. So your car says gaslight. We need the wages that match the buying power. We don't have that right now. Your car is always so pessimistic. Your car. Why are you so pessimistic?
Do not come.
Oh my goodness, your car. And it's your car says, I like those places because of fishing, but you will be looked at like you are a ghost. What? A ghost? Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. There was a TV show that took place in Maine. Was it in Maine? It was on USA. It wasn't necessarily. Was it in Maine? It took place. What was the name of that show? Where, oh my God, what is the name of that show on USA? Oh my goodness. Jessica. Is that The Sinner? Didn't that take place around Maine or something like that? Did you guys ever watch The Sinner? Let's see. It says, in Raul's voice, whose fault is that? Good question. That's a good question. Where is the money coming from? The $25K. You? It's coming from you, Mitch. You. I mean, Mitch, I thought you were for the people. You say you don't want to contribute $25,000 to first-time home buyers getting a house. Come on. Whose fault is that, Mitch? Who told them to stay where they are? The taxpayers. Your car? No. Taxes will not be raised. Taxes will not be raised. Okay. You guys, it says, why do I feel like Tiffany Henyard is a perfect representation of what government does with our tax money? They spend it on nothing that we need. Didn't Mayor Brandon Johnson like spend it on like a hairstylist or on haircuts or something like that? I mean, come on. That is what you voted for. That's what you voted for, right? Which is, I think, just in my opinion, there will be foreclosures, but I think banks will let people stay in longer than usual. But there's a misconception. Just because you go into foreclosure doesn't mean they will. I mean, all I'm saying, get your money up, get your money right, so that you can buy up those properties. Let's see. So, but they seem to be living great. Your car, did you not hear the message? The economy is doing great. We got my guy in the building, me, Masafai. Good morning. Make you leave can be 1 month. It can be 5 years. Says, what did he ask? I don't know. What did I ask? I have no idea what I asked. It says, I agree. If they don't want it on their books, they'll foreclose and sell the papers. If it's still profitable on their books, they'll let you stay, and the property is REO. Interesting. It says, don't say yeah like you knew, chump. You didn't even know Jersey was close. I had no idea. I mean, no, I said yeah that I know. I mean, come on. Like, don't make me go back up to that one. It says, there are different parts of Jersey. No, really? So, Mitch, are you? Is the next thing you're gonna say is the children of the community are the children of the community? I'm just saying. Let me see. And I didn't know that. I had no idea that Jersey was next to Pennsylvania. Says, now we know Ralph was great at math. And I'll tell you this, right? I was in a geography class in 6th grade, and the teacher of the class, he asked a question or something. I don't know. I had no idea what he was talking about. This guy, he called me an onion. I was like, what the hell is it? Like an onion? Like, what is? He called me an onion. I was like, what in the world are you talking about? Call me an onion. Don't ask me about geography, you know. Let me see. It says, I'm back and forth with the people. Hanover Island in Maine is where the center is based. I see. I was right. Yeah, I had liked that show. Each season was different. Which season are you talking about? They were on the. It was the season where it was like that lobster company. Where they, like, I don't know. They were like on the docks and stuff like that, and like the fishing boats and stuff like that. Somebody got killed. I don't know. I think it was a girl who got killed. I forgot exactly who she was, but I think she got killed. Says, economy equals bankers. It makes sense on why it's doing great. Oh. Some people I know personally be acting like they rich. I'm thinking, I know you right. This is why we don't get along. Most people don't know there are different parts of Jersey, like it's not like most states, weirdo. I don't know. I mean, there's different parts of South Carolina, there's different parts of North Carolina, there's different parts of California, there's Sacramento, there's Los Angeles, there's San Francisco, there's Malibu, there's different parts of Michigan, you know, there's Detroit, there's where Roxy's from, You know, I'm just saying. I mean, there's different parts of Florida. There's Miami. There's Fort Lauderdale. There's Orlando. There's Jacksonville. There's Tallahassee. There's Gainesville. I don't know. There's so many different. What in the world? We got Ferris in the building. Ferris says Earth is flat. They've been missing you. They have been missing you so much, Ferris. Look at that. Look how excited Mitch is. And says Ferris tried to play us, save the world from Mitch's tyranny. All right, I'm gonna jump over to let's jump over to this. At least let's cover this Amazon return to work thing, right? Return to office. So let's get rid of our dear friend Jerome Powell. So Amazon to end work from home policy for employees. Let's see what they have to say about that.
Mary, Amazon is Seattle's biggest employer with the corporate headquarters here and 80,000 employees in the region. And now they're being told they're going to have to come back to the office every day. Amazon's sphere of influence in Seattle on the city's future is growing again.
It will enforce me to meet my teammates daily. It might enhance our collaboration.
Shavant Goel is an Amazon engineer who received the all-staff email blast from CEO Andy Jassy reading, "We've decided that we're going to return to being in the office the way we were before the onset of COVID because the advantages are significant."
I'll have to maybe buy a car to travel there and plan around that.
Tens of thousands of employees being back 5 days a week. Huge deal for downtown.
John Scholes leads the Downtown Seattle Association, which has been pushing for more employers to return workers to the office, with average daily worker foot traffic still at 62% of 2019 levels and retail vacancy rates climbing.
Amazon employees and other employees that work in offices are customers for lots of small businesses, and that's job creation, tax revenue for those small businesses and for the city of Seattle.
Amazon already had a 3-day-a-week office policy in place since 2023. Seattle Councilmember Bob Kettle represents the district.
You can already see it in South Lake Union in terms of the difference it makes on the streets, whether it's from the retail, from the economy, but also from public safety, and which in turn helps the economy.
It's a hassle. Any change is a hassle, and I don't know, once we get accustomed to that, is it going to be normal or still an hassle? I don't know.
That question will be answered in January for the tens of thousands of daily Amazon commuters in the Sound and around the globe. Yeah, this goes into effect on January the 2nd. So Jassy is giving the tens of thousands of employees some time to adjust, because remember that 3-day-a-week edict that he issued in 2023 was not met with open arms by all employees. Jassy also says they're going to cut some layers of management in this big move. That's the story for now. Live in Seattle, I'm Chris Daniels, KOMO News.
So, what are your thoughts? I mean, Mitch asked me the other day, what did I hear about it? What my thoughts are on it, and it's mixed feelings. So here's a question, right? What do you like? So the argument that they made about the foot traffic, the small businesses and around the headquarters and stuff like that. I don't know. What do you guys think should happen? Should it be that should Amazon also be taking them into consideration and things of that nature? I don't know. But I do have another video about the protest of Amazon. All right. So let's watch that one real quick as well, and then we'll wrap it up for today. Let's go to
reporter Annie Palmer has been following the story, and she's here now to discuss. Welcome. So, I mean, this hardly sounds draconian, but you're talking about a pretty huge rebellion taking shape.
Yeah, so employees have not received this mandate very well. They've taken to an internal Slack channel and they've started to draft this petition that they're sending around, basically urging Andy Jassy and the S team, which is Amazon's top executives, to drop this mandate and let employees have more flexibility.
Why? I mean, has there been similar discontent elsewhere that just, hasn't rippled up quite so much? Or is there something about Amazon in particular that has people really hostile about this idea?
Yeah, I think with Amazon, they have such a large workforce, 1.6 million people worldwide, and they went through this huge hiring push during the pandemic, brought on some folks in roles that they said were remote. Now they're walking it back and saying, hey, actually, we need you to be within, commuting distance of an Amazon office, which for a lot of people could look different. It could be Seattle, it could be Austin, it could be New York.
So if some of these roles started as remote, I could understand if people are like, this is a little bit of a bait and switch.
Yeah, I think employees are feeling like, some people bought homes in distances far away. One person that we quoted in the story had just taken out a car lease and has certain terms they must meet. So people are feeling like, hey, I can't just up and leave, by May 1st.
And I guess the power that they have over the situation goes back to the strength of the economy and maybe the extent to which they can stay unified. And Amazon, I'm sure, is going to be looked at and have pressure externally from other companies to not back down here and to stick with this plan. Do you get any sense from Andy Jassy as to whether he might soften his stance or whether he feels quite strongly as some others do?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll have to see how this sort of rebellion shakes out. Previously, before Amazon last updated their guidance on return to work, which was back in 2021, they had said, hey, everybody come back. Employees were pissed off. They walked that back, said, hey, it's up to your managers. So could see that happen again, but I think we'll have to see.
And I guess it's worth mentioning or maybe asking the question. I mean, some say this is just a bad look because your white-collar workforce is revolting at the same time that the warehouse workers don't have a choice.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think folks have pointed that out that, delivery workers and warehouse workers were on the front lines in person throughout the entire pandemic. White-collar workers, by and large, were at home with their families. Now they're being asked to come back, and it feels like this, rebellion of sorts might be a little off-color.
All right, Annie, thanks for all your reporting. We appreciate it. Annie Palmer, you can read her piece on CNBC.com.
So, that video we just watched, that was from like the first return to office. So apparently that protest didn't work out too well because it turned from 3 days a week into 5 days a week in office. So here's a question, right? The same way that when people get into a relationship and they're able to change their mind and break up, or they get into a marriage and they're able to change their mind and break up, do companies have the right to change their mind when they say, all right, this is going to be remote, and it's like, actually, this is no longer remote. You're going to have to be in the office, either move close to a location or find another job. So do companies also have the right to change their mind the same way that we change our mind on relationships? Question. That is a question. And who do you think is going to win this fight? Is Amazon going to win, or do you think that there's enough of a rebellion for Amazon to say, all right, we can't afford to not have all of our engineers and stuff like that, all of our corporate staff, and another thing. Yeah, who wins the fight? I'm just curious. Like, because so far it looks like Amazon is winning. But we shall see. All right, let me check the chat before we wrap it up. Time is just about over. So,
yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Because now that I know you're good for sure, you are still a see, I Mitch, your car, I warned you guys, right? And your car. Do you remember? Not this is a separate, like, this is from a separate person we were talking about the other day. We'd be like, oh, I wonder how this person is doing. I wonder if they're safe. Oh my god. And I'm like, I couldn't care less. I'm just saying, I couldn't care less. Not about Ferris, but the way, see, I'm not talking about Ferris. I'm talking about somebody totally different. Says, you gonna take another L coming soon? Don't worry. Are you talking to me? Is that Mitch?
Do not come.
I'm just saying, all right. Yakari said, we had to make a wellness check on you. Did you get locked up? I'm locked up. They won't let me out.
Bruh.
It says, I had to go undercover to expose Mitch's tyranny. The ops are watching. Let's see. It says, I'm not entertaining your foolishness. I tried to warn you guys. But Ferris, they wouldn't listen to me. You know, I'm like, when Ferris is ready to come back, Ferris will come back. Icar says, Ferris, Ferris, you know what? Ferris, I'm gonna cheer you. And I'm gonna give you a round of applause. You remember, Ferris, when you said that all of a sudden your abusers want you are asking how you're doing, and now look what you came back to. I'm just saying. You know, you were right. You were right.
They ain't believing us.
You got it. Let's see. Ferris says, I'm good. Busy as usual. Took y'all advice and to push myself too much, so cut out the social media. Just got off work, so pivoted here. Welcome, Ferris. Welcome.
I appreciate you.
I think they want people to quit so they don't have to lay them off. That's a good point. That is a good point. Work 6 days a week. Got a presentation next week with some executives and my boss, working on coding but for Splunk, so Python and SPL. Working on consulting skill set, networking at work. So yeah, sounds like busy. You sound pretty busy. I personally don't understand the return to. So I will say this is what I have to say about return to office. I will say that working remotely, I think it's really good. You get a lot of stuff done. However, there is a lot shorter feedback loop on when you get questions answered and stuff like that. So like you'll because it's not like you're just gonna call somebody out of the blue, right? Compared to like somebody sitting. I'll give you an example. Because like I work from the other side of this. There's another desk on the other side of this, right? And that's where I do my work from. So then if my wife is sitting at this desk and she's trying to edit some video, she can just go like this and lean over and ask me a question, compared to if she's doing it in a different location, a different room, it takes her a lot longer to actually get stuff done, because she might not be able to ask me that question right away. And in the same sense, like communicating with people at work, you don't just call people out of the blue the same way you can look over and ask them a question, which it can lead to a longer feedback loop. So I do understand that aspect of it. Now, is it worth it for have everybody to go back to the office? I don't know. That might be stretching it, but I do understand that. Argument. Being able to just turn around, ask somebody a question, versus sending a message, waiting for a few hours to get a response, and then you get a response, but that's not exactly the response that you need. So being able to jump in a room, figuring it out right away, versus. So there are some pros, there are some cons to it. Driving an hour to work, if you didn't own a car, having to get a car to get to work, that is another story. That is a bit of annoyance. Moving closer to where you work, if you're working for Amazon in Seattle and you move like in walking distance to the office, contributing to the economy, that's also like, if I lived the walking distance from where I worked, then I wouldn't care to go to the office or not go to the office and stuff like that. Being that down here, like for Mitch, for instance, when you have to drive like about an hour or so to get to work, I would hate having to go into the office every single day in that situation, right? So just some different thoughts on that. Yakar says layers of management, that's going to allow them to bring more employees in, less need for a bunch of middle management when everyone is back under the same roof. That's a good point. That is a good point. People moved all over the place, now forced to go back to work or get fired. So here's what I'm going to say to that, right? You should, I don't believe in putting all of your eggs in one basket. And you know what? I am not going to blame the companies for this. I am not going to, because at any given moment, like even if they didn't force you to go back to work, you could just get fired, right? So if you think that, oh, I'm going to move into the middle of nowhere because I work for this company that allows me to work from home right now. Now, when the economy takes a turn and then now they need to lay people off, you're still going to be laid off in the middle of nowhere, and you're still going to have to move anyways. So I don't buy that argument whatsoever. Right? I don't buy that argument. You chose to move to the middle of nowhere, and you put all your, like, if you do not have another form of income that can support you living in the middle of nowhere, then
Do not come.
one more time.
Do not come.
I'm just saying. All right. So I don't buy that argument that oh, because you moved into the middle of nowhere. So because there's nothing. A job is never guaranteed from anybody. Because how many people they've accepted a job and then like 2 days later say, oh, actually we have to rescind the offer or whatever. So I don't buy that. I strategically stayed in South Florida in case whatever happened to the company I was working for, I had to go and get another company because I can find I am like right in the middle to go north or south or whatever. In case I didn't have a remote work, I could go into the office if I had to. Like I was willing, I was prepared, and put myself in the position to do whatever it took. If I have to go 5 days to the office, I'll go 5 days to the office. If I can get a hybrid, I'll get a hybrid. I had the opportunity to work remote, so I'm very thankful for that. But I will never put all my eggs in one basket because you don't control it. You don't control the like. What if the CEO at the company that you're working for, they do something dumb and now the whole company starts to tank and now they have to lay people off anyways, so I don't buy that argument of like people moved all over the place. That like the company never told somebody you can just move wherever the hell you feel like it, right? And we'll always forever be able to support you. So I don't buy that one. Ferris says rebellions don't work well if you're not needed. Oh my God, that's harsh. That is harsh. Ferris, I know you haven't been here for a while, but we adopted the belief that everyone is needed. Okay, everyone is needed, just not by all companies. All right,
Bruh.
Just saying. Let's see. It says this is the start of the true automation, and I will be doing that automation. All right. It says, but I think more companies are going to try to do this. I mean, it takes one big company to step up, and then other companies are going to follow. It says 1.6 million. Good Lord, that's a lot of employees. Walmart has 2.3 million. It was bait and switch the whole time. If you were watching real estate market, commercial real estate was taking a hit because of this. People still made the decision. It's a dirty game, cause and effect. Mitch says facts to your car. 200 years ago, it was freeing the slaves. Now it's freeing employees, but only a few actually become free. Oh, talk about that.
Message.
Hit us with that one. Let me see. I'm hybrid, but I took on a new role, but I don't be going in like that. But when I do go, people do be at the cafes and the restaurants, etc. I thought you liked me. I like you last. Actually, on Monday, you said I'm the best teacher on YouTube. I'm just. It says, yeah, it totally kills the microeconomy that was built around the business. That's good. Should they be cared about? Should people care about the microeconomy? It says, if it wasn't written in your offer letter, policy, etc., they can change it. I don't see the problem. I actually read my work policy. And here's the thing, right? Even if they designate you as a remote employee, right? Can they change that? Because they can change it and you can say no, right? Everyone has autonomy to do whatever the hell they want to do. That's my thought on it. Says, I get your point, but you're different. You don't have kids, major bills, life in general that these people have. Let me see. Let me go with this one. Aww. Well, Mitch, when making these decisions, you should take into consideration your kids, your major bills, life, and all that type of stuff. Because when I was buying a home, right? When I was buying a home, they said, you know what? Based on your income and all that type of stuff, you could afford a mortgage of X amount of dollars. And I did the math, right? I'm like, I put all the bills that I had. I'm like, I know I sent them all this information. And I'm like, if I was to take at the top that they said that I can get, I would be severely in the negative. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get a mortgage that is $1,000 less than what they said I would qualify and be approved for as a monthly payment. I'm like, no, not that. Nope, didn't like it. So at the end of the day, it all falls on you. I do not like people passing off their bad decisions on other people, right? I'm just saying. It says, don't make those assumptions. You don't know how many kids Ferris got out there. It says, I get your point, but I already read that one. Let me see. It says, you got kids. Who knows? Also, kids aren't that expensive. Unpopular take. Well, Ferris, I'm going to push back on you a little bit, right? Because I do, I think at the earlier ages, I don't like, from my experience at least, depends on what you get your kids, but they might not be that expensive, right? But once they start going to school and stuff, if you want them to be in a good school that they're actually going to be learning from, then it can get kind of expensive depending on what you do. If you're homeschooling, maybe it's not that expensive, although it can be pretty pricey from what I've seen as well. So it just depends, right? It says L2 Ralph. What are you talking? I took absolutely no L's today. I took absolutely no L's today. You know what, Mitch? Here's for you, Mitch. Here is for you.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Says y'all want to get them kids iPads and Versace school bags and complain. Well, that's why you have the Escalade parked outside the project building. It says, I'm actually Russian, but it's okay. It says, that's a good point. It says, stop the show. We got my guy, Tech Bag Trey, in the building. What's good, Trey? So happy to see you here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's an honor. It is an honor. It says, light flex match. Barrier to communication is real. Pinging people on team sucks. You see? So I can be objective because I love working remotely, but I do acknowledge that there are some barriers to communication. And a lot of times, right, some things will be left in the air and you're not really sure what the answer is. So then you have to follow up and stuff like that. If you're just having a conversation with a person, like either, and if you're doing it like on like a video call, that's different, right? But like talking too much through text and waiting and stuff like that, where you can just look over, hey, let's grab a room, let's have a conversation. Oh, let's go have this conversation over coffee or over lunch. You can't really do that. You can't really do that remotely. So I do acknowledge, like, trust me, I love working remotely. I don't like to be around a lot of people, but there are some benefits to being in person. Right? Let me see. It says, just text me, call it a day. I get the argument to ask the question, but turn on your Slack notifications or just call them. That's kind of lame excuse. Nope. I disagree. With you, Ferris. Like, there are, even with the Slack notifications, like, there's delays. Like, there's sometimes I'll send a message and I have to wait a while for it. So it's there's two sides to it. Let me see. He has cubicles in there and everything. I do. I have two sides to the desk. I have my workstation, and I have the studio over here, right? So I'm just saying. Let's see what else we got. It says, trying to keep my sanity. This guy's gonna make me go out. You know, Mitch.
Do not come.
But if you're remote, that's different. You can't make that argument. I'm fighting for the people again. You are. Says you can't just leave your house, chump. You don't rent. No, I can't just leave my house. What I'm saying is, though, I did not go get a house in like I don't know, some Gainesville or somewhere in the middle of Florida because or Port St. Lucie because it was cheaper. I was like, I'm gonna stay where I'm at because I know I have. There, like in Boca, there's a bunch of tech places. In Fort Lauderdale, there's a bunch of tech places. We have the Hard Rock. If I had to, then maybe go to Miami if I had no other choice. There's places around here in this area and stuff like that. So I just said I'm gonna make sure that I stay in an area where I have options, right? I have options. That's all I'm saying. All right. Let me see. Things change here. People have people have feelings, Ferris. I'll close it out. It says they stay for the entertainment, but I'm not. Oh, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mitch. Aww. Mitch is like,
I hate it here. I want to go home.
That's because Ralph is evil. A little bit. It says, I don't believe you. You are. He's not mad. He is not. He's having the time of his life. See? In all honesty, Trey, Mitch is sitting back like this. Alexa says, buying a house in one state because you are remote is not a bad decision. Buying a house in one state because you are remote is not a bad decision. Can you add a little bit of context to what I'm not sure what you mean by that. I am not sure what you mean. You guys see how hard it is already for me to decipher what you're saying in the chat. Imagine when you have when you're on Slack and there's if you guys saw my Slack, there's 100 different channels that I haven't read because there's so much stuff going on in there, right? I'm just saying. Let me see. I couldn't take it. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm just saying. It says, I guess my question is, y'all don't just chill in a call with your remote coworkers and mute. Sometimes, but not often. I mean, we got things to do, right? It says, he hates when you agree or anyone with at all with me. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know what you guys are talking about, right? Sometimes we just jump in a call and talk, but it depends on the team. But they do have office hours where you can sit in and chat and ask questions if you want. Dedicated times. Yes, they're dedicated times. Sometimes we actually say hey, let's just because anybody can just in the team in one of the channels start a Slack huddle and just chill in there for them and anybody else can join. So there's that. I get it, but guess my coworkers and I just do it outside of those hours and drop whenever. Leaders probably hear the call and question everything. It says on the other team, it depends on your team too. Let me see. Anything else before we wrap up? She is agreeing with me. Chump. I don't even know what she said. I don't even know what she's saying. I don't know what she is saying. All right. I'm just saying. So that's just me. That is just me.
Do not come.
Serious question for anyone. Thoughts on real estate in Las Vegas and how to copy an entire repo properly in GitHub. Last one for work. I need to migrate from prod to non-prod, but I can't fork. Why don't you just clone the repo and then clone the repo, set a different remote location, and then push it up to that different remote location. That's how I'll do it. Clone the repo, and set a different remote location, push it that way. That's what I would do. Let's see. And that was not economic related, right? That was not economic related. Says Ralph just talks, doesn't know half the stuff he's talking about. That gets a
message.
But Mitch,
how dare you?
That hurt my feelings. Alexa says, the other side to it is when you are in office, you get sidetracked by other employees and don't get your own checklist done. I was way more productive remote when I worked on property job, in a different state than where you bought the house. Yeah, I mean, no, if you're already remote, right? What I'm saying is, if you buy it in the middle of nowhere and there's nothing where you can pivot to, let's say you lose that job and you need to get a job in person, because remote jobs nowadays are so much harder to get than they were during the pandemic. They're so much harder to get. So I strategically said, I am not going anywhere that is in the middle of nowhere. That's all I'm saying. Don't go anywhere that's in the middle of nowhere. Is that such a hard? Am I crazy? Am I crazy to say don't buy a house in the middle of nowhere if you do not have the income? If you're going to be depending on a job that says, hey, we're going to hire you remote, and then a year later, sorry, we do not have room for your position anymore. Oh crap! I'm in the middle of nowhere. What do I do now? I'm just saying. Let's see. And Ferris says, I agree. When I was in office, people were constantly distracting or trauma dumping. I can just mute now. I used to wear headphones all the time. And I would just zone people out. And when they would come to my desk and ask me a question, I would answer their question. As soon as they walked away, I would put my headphones back on and I'd get back to work. So that, like, the only thing I did not like about being in office is having to drive almost an hour each way. That's the only thing. Other than that, I didn't really have a problem being in office. I'm just saying. It says, yes, you are crazy. And it's Mitch said, you Ralph. Thank you very much. I appreciate your kindness. It says, come to Oklahoma. Why in the world would I come to Oklahoma? Why would I do that, huh? Hey, Oklahoma, like something. Okay, Oklahoma. I don't care. Says Ralph, just like a politician, he creates angry people. Should have said that at first. Typical politician. Hey. Bait and switch. All right, that's it. That is it for today. Thank you guys. All right, so I got through all the comments. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully, oh wait, there's one more. No. Office gossip is so distracting. No. I take it back. Nope. Stop. See, I tried to end the show, but I cannot. No, office gossip is not distracting. You getting involved in office gossip is what is distracting. Mm-hmm. You wanting to know what Susan did, and it's like, hey, and then you guys become the best of friends, and now you're sharing all of your trauma stories. I go into work. I go to work. I focus on what I have to do. Say, hey, how you doing? And we keep it moving. So it's not office gossip that's distracting. It's you being interested in the office gossip that is, and guess what? You make friends on remote jobs, and you still do office gossip anyway. Bruh. I'm just saying. See, if you guys can't see both sides of the story, then you guys are being biased. See, I love working remotely, but I also see the benefits of working in office as well. All right. So, and a lot of times being in the office gives you more visibility so that you can also have a better chance of moving up if you're interested in promotions and stuff like that, moving up, there's also that as well. Right. So I'm just going to throw that out there. Anyway, so it says, where's your car? I need real estate, non-financial advice. You see, look at that. Look at your car. Your car.
Do not come.
You remember he said that you are one of his abusers, all right? Just saying. Says, what? You never see both sides. This guy is gaslighting. What? What are you talking about?
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I just gave you the argument of working remotely as well as the benefits of working in office as well. You know, I'm just saying. See, you people, like, I thought I was antisocial. You guys are super antisocial. I thought I was an antisocial one. But color me wrong. Your car says to Ferris, hit him up on the Discord. Says, if the abuser can help the bag, sometimes you have to set aside the trauma. Okay. Well, Ferris, I'm not even going to go there. Let's leave that as that. And Ralph creates the problem sometimes.
Bruh. Congratulations. You played yourself.
And Alexa says, I do not. See, I am just here to win. At the end of the day, I am just here to win. If you want them to care about how you feel and take into consideration all your challenges and stuff like that, you are going to lose. I'm just saying. Let me see. Been remote since 2009. Okay. Well, it is what it is. If you can get it, more power to you. But I'm always going to put myself in the position to win. I don't believe in taking losses none. Anyways, let me get out here for real. We are out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We had a great show today. Question for you guys, as always.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
And as you know, on the economic show, yesterday's price is not today's price, and today's price is not tomorrow's price. Although you might get $25,000 to buy a home, who knows? But
one more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is going up. But before we go, we got my guy Operation Tech Takeover saying, my man, 100 grand. Welcome to you. Hopefully you're having an amazing weekend and day and all of that good stuff.
I appreciate you.
And it says, Ralph can't stand losing. Watch, I didn't lose nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Mitch, Mitch, I was talking about your people, though. Because you are winning, but are your people winning, or are you leading them down a path of disaster?
Bruh.
I'm just saying. And since I've been listening in the shadows while studying Security Plus, shout out to my guy studying Security Plus. But we are going to wrap it up for today. But as always, you guys know, if you cannot take the heat, then
do not come.
All right. All right. On that note, this is Tech Coach Ralph. We are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts. Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.